Today we are going to see a very interesting subject. It is psychology. In that, it's a branch called educational psychology. What is a psychology? Psychology is a word which derived from two Greek words. One is psyche and another one is logos. Psyche means soul and logos means science. So the word psychology is derived from two Greek words, psyche and logos. Psyche means soul, logos means science. Psychology is a very, very interesting subject. Everyone should know. So, psychology was first defined as science of soul. And in ancient days, the Greek philosophers like Plato and Aristotle interpreted psychology as the science of soul, studied it as branch of philosophy. Psychology as the science of mind. This was given by German philosopher Immanuel Kant, who defined psychology as the science of mind. Previously, it was told that psychology means it is a study of soul. But after Immanuel Kant, who defined psychology as the science of mind, okay, because the soul was not defined perfectly. So he, after so many days, he found that it is a science of mind. William James, 1892, defined psychology as the science of mental process. So these three things we have to have in mind. First one, Plato and Aristotle. They stated that it is a branch of philosophy. Okay, and the psychology, it is a word which is derived from psyche and logos. Psyche means soul, logos means science. Okay, so it is defined as the science of soul, psychology. See, psychology is a very vast subject, and it is like an ocean actually. So in that, a part is called as educational psychology. This is very, very important in education. Okay, so let us see what is educational psychology. Educational psychology is theoretical and research branch of modern psychology, concerned with the learning process and psychological problem associated with the teaching and training of students, or teaching and learning process of students. Okay, so all these points I have given in a gist way. Okay, it is not in an elaborate way. What is important for this examination part I have given. So each and every point is very, very important. It is in a gist way. Okay, it is in a brief way I have given. So listen carefully. Next point is philosopher Johann Herbert as the father of educational psychology. So this is very important question. Who is the father of educational psychology? In the sense, it is Johann Herbert. Okay, Johann Herbert, he is a philosopher. He is the father of educational psychology. Then who is the father of psychology? It is Sigmund Freud. Okay, Sigmund Freud is the father of psychology, and the father of educational psychology is Johann Herbert. Okay, now let us see a few points about educational psychology, which is concerned with the problem like. Actually, what are the problems which arise here in the sense? How do children acquire skill? Okay, so this is in education. What are the problems concerned in education in the sense? How do children acquire skills? This is number one. When is learning more effective? This is number two. What are the factors that help the learning process? This is number three. How do we measure the amount of learning? This is number four. Then, are there any economic methods of memorizing? Why do we forget? Next one is, can memory be improved? Does the study of Sanskrit help the study of Hindi? See, all these are the problems in educational psychology. Okay, how do children acquire skills? Can you answer this question? How do children acquire skills? If the teacher is very effective, okay, if the teacher is very effective, the children acquire their skills. Okay, the teacher should be creative, more creative. Teacher should be more creative. If the teacher is creative, automatically the children acquire the skills. Okay, and another thing, the student also have that much capacity to acquire the skill or to learn any skill. If the teacher is very effective, the student is not ready to learn, then this question will be a failure one. Okay, the children unable to acquire the skill. So children should be more attentive. How? It is on the hand of the teacher. If the teacher is more creative and more motivative, the children automatically they acquire the skills. Okay, next one, see, when is learning more effective? When is learning is more effective? It is the main thing. What you have to know is environment plays a major role. Environment plays a major role. If the environment is proper, or it is inducive, or it is motivative, in the sense automatically the learning become very effective. Okay, and as well as the teacher should have a much stuff that is subject matter. She is what expert in the subject matter, then the learning is more effective. Okay, the way she explains the concept make the children more effective in learning. Okay, what are the factors that help in the learning process? There are many factors which help in the learning process. First and foremost thing is the student should have interest to learn. Next one, the teacher. If the student is ready for learning. Okay, if the teacher is not a efficient teacher, then this will be failed. Okay, or if the teacher is very efficient, the student is not interested in learning, in the sense that there also it will be, the learning process will be delayed, or what we say, it is in a failure mode. Okay, and next one, see, the amount of how do we measure the amount of learning? By conducting various tests. It can be in a oral or in written or on the board work or instant test, everything. There are so many ways of testing that is on the hand of the teacher, as well as the readiness of the student. Okay. Are there any economic methods of memorizing? Yeah, there are so many methods of memorizing. It is a planned way of memorizing. See, for example, tables and all, they cannot understand and study, so it has to be memorized. And definitions, some chemical formula, some chemical name of the solutions or solvent or acid or base, whatever it may be, or any salt, they have to memorize. So this has to taught by the teacher how to memorize easily. Okay, then why do we forget automatically? See, if the load is more to the brain. Okay, let us take the brain. If the load is more to the brain, automatically, see, yesterday you learned this much and today you learned this much, in the sense the content you have learned yesterday will be what? Forget. Okay, it's a chance, not it's not a compulsion one. It is maybe a chance. Some students may retain or some students may forget, so this depends upon the person. Next one, see, can memory be improved? Certainly. See, each and every one is having the brain, in the sense the brain has its own capacity, and we have to supply nutrient. Okay, nutrient important for the development of the brain. Okay, there will be so many foldings will be on the brain. Okay, the number of folding increases, in the sense the intelligence also increases. That is because of the number of neurons increase. Okay, increase of the number of neuron. So memorization is possible by taking a good nutrients. Okay, Does the study of Sanskrit help the study of Hindi? Yeah, naturally, okay. So psychology helps the teacher to get the answer to these questions. These are all very important for the teacher. Teacher should analyze why her teaching is not effective. So she has to take the remedial measures to improve her teaching, and her subject knowledge also she has to improve. Every day she has to learn, and she has to improve her particular subject knowledge. Okay, whatever the question asked to the teacher is able to answer. If it is if she is unable to answer, then the students make her, she is not effective. Okay, so it tells us the learning becomes more effective if factors like motivation and interest are taken into consideration by every teacher. See, teaching alone is not enough, but you have to make the students to learn. That is very important. So teaching is an interactive session. Okay, the student as well as the teacher both should have a proper interaction in the classroom. The classroom teaching should be an interactive classroom. It should be two-way, okay, from here as well as from here. That is from teacher to student and student to teacher. Teacher should know whether the students understood the concept or not. That is very, very important. And teacher should always listen whether the student is listening or not the class. Okay. This is she can control by asking many questions and asking a probing question. What is probing question? Probing question in the sense, probing in the sense, a critical question should be asked to the children. Okay, probing. Critical question in the sense, for example, a teacher, science teacher is taking a class regarding silkworm. Okay, so a teacher is taking the silkworm and she is explaining about the cocoon stage, and teacher should ask a question. She's explaining the cocoon, everything. At last, she has to put a question, probe a question. What is that question? How many meters of thread is present in single cocoon? Okay, single cocoon, how many, in this cocoon, how many meters of silk thread will be? Okay, if she asks a question, they think for certain, and they say 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, then the teacher's answer is 700 meters. In the sense, they never forget this one in their mind. Okay, and another question she can ask, see, after 8 days, from the cocoon the moth comes out. Okay, the moth comes out from the cocoon. Whether this cocoon is useful for making silk, it is useful for making silk. She's asking the question to the children. The children are somebody say no, somebody say yes. If they say yes, the teacher has to ask a question, explain it, how it will be useful. And if it is no, then the teacher should ask, explain. Okay. So in such a way, if the teacher asks continuously, in the sense the students, they try to answer it. So at that time, what is happening? A thinking is taking place in the brain. So science teacher and math teacher and history teacher, geography teacher, whoever it may be, allow the children to think. Okay, simply giving the class and ask them to note down is not the thing. Make the child to think more and more. Okay, then you are creating a creative student. Okay, an intelligent student. So this is on the hand of the teacher. Think over it. He is the father of psychology, Sigmund Freud, and he is the father of educational psychology, Johann Herbert. Educational psychology is very, very important for the teachers to make the students in a perfect way. So let us see some definitions of educational psychology. Number one, educational psychology describes and explains the learning experience of an individual from birth through old age. Okay, so educational psychology describes and explains the learning experiences of an individual from birth through old age. This is by Crow and Crow. Okay, next one. branch of psychology which deals with teaching and learning. This is by Skinner. Branch of psychology which deals with teaching and learning is educational psychology. Okay, this is by Skinner. Educational psychology is a systematic study of educational growth and development of a child. Okay, so a development of a child based on their psychology. Okay, how? In the sense, teachers should know the child psychology. According to that, the teacher has to explain any concept or make them to understand a particular concept. In the sense, there will be a proper development of a child, okay, in education. This is given by Stephen. Okay, educational psychology is a systematic study of the educational growth and development of a child. Okay, teachers should analyze their development, child development, as well as the educational growth. Both should be simultaneously done by the teacher. Okay, analysis. Now, fourth one. Educational psychology is the science which explains the changes and take place in individuals as they pass through the various stages of development. This is by Jude. Educational psychology is a science which explains the changes that take place in individual as they pass through various stages of development. Okay. Continuous education makes a transformation in the child. Okay, that is what given by him in various stages. Okay, in the first class, let me explain this one. If a child is in first class, okay, their psychology will be different. When they come to the second class, little bit improvement. When they come to the third class, little bit improvement. Like that, if they come to the 10th class, their psychology will be very good. Okay, so this has to be enhanced by the teacher while teaching. She has to understand the child, and according to them the teaching should be. So why it is called as student centered. Nowadays the teaching is student centered. Okay, student centered. Now let us see the next one. Educational psychology is the science of education. Educational psychology is the science of education. It is by Peel. Education psychology has brought about changes in the approaches to education, and therefore we have the child-centered education. Psychological principles are used in formulation curriculum for different stages. Okay, the first class is having one curriculum, second class is having another curriculum. So the curriculums are just based according to their age. Okay, so education psychology is very, very important for the teachers to know or to learn about the children. See, some teachers in olden days, the teachers continuously beat the children, right? Continuously they beat the children, they not study. See, if you see the brain, these are the loops of the brain. Okay, some students will be very intelligent, some are not. Okay, but they are capable in another activity. Okay, they are very capable in another activity, but the teacher doesn't know. The olden teachers, they doesn't know why the A is studying well and B is not. Okay, so the student, let us take this is student A and this is student B. He is very intelligent, and he is not. Okay, so the teacher continuously beat this child, but she doesn't know about the completely about this child. Okay, this child brain is in a different what format, or he is having some other capability, so he can perform good in something else, whereas this child is very intelligent, so he can he is good in studies. Okay, so this has to be understand only when the teacher know the educational psychology. Okay, so according to the child we have to take the or teach the lesson. Okay, so let us see the domains of behavior. Psychologists identify there are three domains of behavior. Okay, what are they in the sense? One, cognitive domain. Number two, affective domain. Number three, psychomotor domain. Each and every child has these three domains. Okay, cognitive in the sense is it is related to the brain. Okay, thinking capacity and intellectual activities will be differ from child to child, or student to student, or learners to learner. Okay, so next one, if you see affective domain, feelings, emotions, attitudes. Okay, these are all these are from the heart. It is related to heart. The child feels when the teacher teaches something. Say for example, let us take the what history. There are so many stories, isn't it? What we call the freedom fighters or the national leaders. If they study, they feel, really they feel, and they study, and they have a very good bondage towards India. So this feeling should be created by the teacher. If the teacher creates a good feeling, then the student feel and learn. Okay, and the emotions towards some concepts, as well as his attitudes or her attitudes changes after learning something. So all these are bring to the student by the teacher. So teacher should be very effective. Okay, next one, see psychomotor domain. What is psychomotor domain? Psychomotor domain in the sense, this one related to the hands as well as the legs and the body parts, other body parts. Okay, that is motor activities. This is also all the three will be participate in this, but the most of the organs are the legs and the hands. Okay, so learning by doing. Teacher should not teach, okay, with a bare hand. Teacher should demonstrate something and should teach. Okay, whatever it may be, the social teacher or science teacher, math teacher, they have to bring some teaching aids, that is TLM, teaching learning material is very important. That makes the child, okay, more interest towards the subject matter. Why the child is not studying simply blackboard and white chalk is not proper. Okay, it's not a proper teacher. Proper teacher should bring proper TLM to the particular class and explain the concept in the sense they never forget. Okay, so these are the three domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. These three domains will be in the child. So according to that, the teacher should work. Let us see a few points about psychological approaches. Psychological approaches are very important for the teachers. So let us know one by one. Neurobiological approach. Okay, so this approach focuses on the central nervous system. Central nervous system is very important for learning. Okay, for education, this nervous system is very important. What is central nervous system? In the sense, the brain, okay, and the spinal cord, and the spinal cord together, it is called as central nervous system. Okay, the spinal cord run inside the vertebral column and the brain present inside the skull. Okay, this is the central nervous system. This is very important for education. Okay, for students, for the child. So to keep it very healthy, one should know about the nutrients, which is very important for the brain growth, is B complex vitamin. Okay, B complex vitamin is very important for the nourishment of the nerve cells. Okay, so I have given the description of a complete video about this vitamin, which is on what way it is acting on the nervous system. So go through that video and understand why this vitamin is very important for the growth of the nervous system. Okay, so each and every teacher should inculcate this education, that is studying alone is not enough. We have to supply appropriate nutrient to the brain, then the education is very beautiful. Okay, so each and every teacher gets success if you induce this, which one, the nutrient what are required for the development of the nervous system. Okay, that is also important for a teacher to teach, right? Next one, see cognitive approach. What is cognitive approach? focus on our thought process. That is, I told you, it is related to the brain, the thinking capacity, okay, sensation, perception, imagination, thinking, reasoning, and problem solving. All this is called as cognitive approach. So when a child think more, in the sense, or think well, or when he imagine nicely, or how the perception will be, how he is doing, how the reasoning, the problem solving, everything, if the brain is very healthy, then he can. Okay, so we have to take care about the brain. So teachers should teach this also. Okay, so how to imagine, how to improve the thinking part, and problem solving. So if a problem arises, how to solve it, everything is called as cognitive approach. So how to improve this, in the sense, as a teacher, you have to give many problems to the children when while taking the class. It may be a science teacher or a math teacher or social science teacher. We have to give a problem. See, problem in the sense, for social teacher, identify the particular places in India. Okay, so this is problem, one of the problem solving. Okay, they have to find out. Okay, the science teacher can say what, draw a diagram of, then the child, he imagine the particular diagram, and he starts drawing about the brain or whatever it may be, the diagram. Okay, and reasoning and thinking part, I told you, the cocoon, by how many meters of, or whether it is a single thread or many thread. Okay, many threads, we have to ask such question. So the cocoon is made up of single thread. Okay, so such a type of questions we have to ask and make them to think, and draw a diagram of a building or a temple or a church, whatever it may be. Okay, if you say that the child imagine and start drawing this one, which one? If it is a temple, he'll imagine a temple, how the temple will be. So that will be imagined by the child and starts drawing that. Okay, so this is imagination. And moreover, Abdul Kalam, he is a great scientist. He always say that dream big and imagine. Okay, so imagination is the main root cause of what? Creativity. Okay. Next one, psychoanalytic approach. What is psychoanalytic approach? This emphasizes the role of unconscious mind in the study of behavior. Okay, so you have to say psychoanalytical approach. So what is the unconscious mind? Actually, we know about the conscious mind, isn't it? If you take the mind if you take, okay, mind in the sense, it is an unseen part of the brain, is called as mind. Okay, so how the mind works, in the sense, just for example, you take, this is the size of the mind. Okay, this is an iceberg. Just compare, imagine, this is our mind. Okay, so the exposed part is the conscious mind, and this unexposed part is the subconscious mind. Okay, so there are two main mind are there in that in our mind. So one part is called as conscious mind, another part is subconscious mind. This is not in our control. Okay, but this conscious mind, when we awake, it works. But this is when we are not awake. That is under the sleep. Under sleep, when we under sleep, this mind works. Okay, 24 hours this mind works. Okay, and 90% of our life is taken care about this subconscious mind. Only 10% or 5% of our mind, of our life is taken care about this conscious mind. So which mind is very important? Just think about it. It is subconscious mind. Okay, so this I explained in one class. The description will be given in the description box. Just go and see that video. You will get a complete explanation about this conscious mind and subconscious mind. And this is more powerful. The subconscious mind is more powerful than the conscious mind. You can get a complete what explanation regarding the subconscious mind in my video. The description I have given in the description box. Okay. Now see, humanistic approach has soft corner for the human being. It focuses on current motives and drives. Humanistic psychologists are of the opinion actually man is basically very good. How he is changing, in the sense he is changing according to the environment. Okay, according to the environment, according to the neighbors, according to the society, a man is his characters will be changed because of the factors which surrounds him. Okay, and their focus is on the current motives and drives, what has happened right here, right now. Their approach is also called as here and now approach. Which approach? This humanistic approach is also called as here and now approach. Okay. See, let us see here. This is the brain, left lobe, and this is the right lobe. Okay, and I have mentioned here conscious. What are the part our conscious brain take part, in the sense planning of anything, and our willpower depends on the conscious brain, and our critical thinking is also based on our conscious brain, and short-term memory is on conscious brain. Judgment and decision taking will be by the conscious mind. Okay, and what are the unconscious mind is doing, in the sense habits and patterns, automatic body functions, that is, for example, our heart, our lungs, our kidney, and all the internal organs are not in our control. Okay, so all these will be taken up by the unconscious mind. And creativity, that's why always the big what the scientist used to say, that is Abdul Kalam, the scientist, he used to say dream big, dream big. Okay, why to dream big, or why to dream big, in the sense that makes your brain, okay, brain to do in a proper way, and you achieve it if you imagine. That's why imagine big always. Okay, and be creative, be creative. Okay, so that leads your life. See, for example, Abdul Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he studied in a government school, and he is very poor family, and he always think about his rocket. What he used to make the rocket. So slowly his creative mind made him to become a very big scientist. Okay, in rocket. Okay, so this is one of the things. So each and every teacher should ignite the creativity which is present inside the child. Okay, he used to say in his book, okay, The Fire of Wing, he used to say that my teacher ignite my creativity. Okay, and next one, emotions, personality, beliefs and values, cognitive biases, long-term memory. Everything is due to which one? Unconscious mind. So long-term memory should be proper, in the sense we have to practice the subconscious mind. How to do more homework for subconscious mind is in my video. I have given in the link is given in subscription, okay, description box. So just go through that. See, this is another one important thing every teacher should know, that, and every person should know that. What is that, in the sense this is left part of the brain and this is right part of the brain. Okay, so these are the duties taken over by the left brain, and these are the duties taken over by the right brain. Okay, so analytical thinking, numbers, language, reasoning, logic, science and maths, everything take over by the left brain. And what are this right brain function, in the sense emotional intelligence, imagination, expression, art awareness, intuition, creativity. Okay, so all these will be taken care about the right brain. So we have to keep both the brains in a proper way. Proper way in the sense healthy. Okay, healthy how, in the sense we have to do the work both with the both hands. Okay, both hands are very important. If your hands are very active, if your left hand is active, in the sense your right brain will be very active. If your right hand is doing a good active, in the sense left brain will be activated. Okay, so we have to do any work with two hands, okay, that will enhance the activity of the brain, right brain as well as the left brain. Okay, see, sometimes we say the left-handers will be very lucky, right? So the left-handers are giving more works to the left hand, in the sense the right brain will work. Okay, so right brain works in the sense their imaginations will be more, their emotional intelligence will be more, their expression will be more. They can express whatever they like, they express it outside very easily. Okay, the left-handers. Art awareness will be more in left-handers, as well as intuition, in the sense what is going to happen they can predict. Before. So that is called intuition. Okay, and creativity, they are more creative. That's why they are very successful, who are the left-handers. So hereafter, tell the children to do the work with both hands, not only the right hand, both the hands. If it works, in the sense it is so what powerful, the brain will be so powerful. Okay, so the right handers will have the analytical thinking, numbers, language, reasoning, and logic, science and maths, or in all these areas they will be very good. Okay, but they miss all those things. So both are very important. So tell the children to do any work with two hands. Okay, methods of study. So how to study a person, we are going to see. Okay, so we have to study ourselves also. That is what called as introspection. Intro means within. We have to study first ourselves. Okay, who I am, what I am doing. We have to analyze. Okay, we have to travel in. This is possible only through meditation. Then only you can find who are you. Then only you can see your ability. Okay, this is possible only through the meditation. So you have to meditate every day, half an hour after waking up, and half an hour. Okay, that is just 30 minutes. Half an hour before going to bed, sit aside and think about you. Just observe you. What is the thought process which is running in your brain, okay, or running in your mind? Just observe. Just observe. Okay. So while doing this meditation, just observe your breath. That is enough. That is enough. So automatically you can identify the thought process. Okay, nearly more than 60 to 72,000 thoughts. Okay, 72,000 thoughts will run in our mind. Okay, 72,000, just imagine. 70,000, 60 to 72,000 thoughts run in our mind per second. Okay, per second or per minute. Okay, minute and second, these many thoughts are running in our mind. So by only we are getting tired. Okay, before going to bed we will be very tired. That's why we feel to go to bed. Okay, this is because the thought process. So when you do this meditation, your thought process will be controlled and your mind will be very calm, and the mind gets concentration. Okay, concentration. If you want to study a particular subject, concentration is very, very important. Okay, so how you get this concentration is only through the meditation. That's why the Vivekananda, those people are having a very good concentration. That is because only possible through the meditation. We have to put down all the thoughts. Okay, thoughts, and keep our brain very fresh. Okay, so if you put down your thoughts, the brain will be very active and fresh. If you are continuously thinking about something, in the sense your brain gets easily tired. Okay, so why we have to introspect means travel inside. Okay, or looking inward or looking within. This is very, very important for each and everyone. That's why the psychology is included as a subject in school education. Okay, now to think about a present experience is introspection. Introspection is present experience. See, we have to live in present, not in past or not in future. If we are living in past and future, we will face problems. Okay, so we have to live in present. How? We have to keep our mind under our control. Okay, so thinking about present experience is called as introspection. To collect a past experience is called as retrospection. This will always affects the brain. Okay, so don't think about the past. What has happened is happened. Just leave it and go into the present condition, present situation. Okay, and don't think about the future also. Future takes its own days and it think about its future. Okay, so be in present. Now see, extrospection. What is extrospection? While introspection is subjective, extrospection is objective. Okay, we have to have this point in mind. Introspection is subjective and extrospection is objective. Okay, we observe the mental process of others by observing their behavior. Okay, that is called extrospection. How we observe others? By their behavior, outside behavior we observe, and we, that is what called extrospection. Intra means we are observing our behavior. Okay, introspection means we are observing one's own behavior. This is others behavior. Okay, now experimental method. This method is observation under the control condition. Modern psychological science is largely based on the experimental method. See, for example, if anyone is going to the doctor, that is psychiatric, the psychiatric do this method only. He first observe and he conduct a few experiments. Okay, he conduct few experiments on that person and then he come to the conclusion what is his problem. Okay, this is only by the experimental method. Okay, next method is called as case study. This is very important for the teachers. Okay, every teacher should know about this. What is case study? In the sense, see, just example, let us take a classroom. In the classroom all the students are not active and they listen the class. Okay, few students, that is let us take for example one or two, one two. Okay, these two children are not listening the class, and sometimes they may be very dull and very anxious about anything, or something they think about something, they never listen the class. Why? This has to be find out by the teacher. Teacher should be very alert in the class. Whether the children are listening or not, we have to see. So a teacher can identify the problem of these two students by case study. Okay, so teacher has to call a particular child and make her to sit in front of the teacher, and teacher should ask many questions about their, first they have to ask about their family condition. Okay, most of the children, why they are not attentive in studies, in the sense that is because of the family condition. Family condition is also very important for the teacher to know before taking the class, or after finding out any problem the child faces. Teacher has to do this case study. Okay, by asking many questions regarding the personal problem, then the child will put out, then the teacher know the problem, then she can give a best guidance and counseling for the child. Okay, so psychology is very important subject a teacher should know. Now let's see the survey. Survey means, what is survey? Case study is intensive whereas survey is extensive. Intensive in the sense it is by single student we have to take it as case study. Whereas in a group, in the sense, that is called as survey. Okay, the survey in the sense common problems will be solved by doing survey method. That is for example a research. Why this particular part of the a part or a particular place? Okay, let us take Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. This is Tamil Nadu and this is Kerala. Okay, and another part is Karnataka and another part is South Indian. Okay, Andhra Pradesh, and this is Karnataka. Okay, so now a teacher is doing a survey, or a researcher is doing a survey in Tamil Nadu, and how far the school in Tamil Nadu is getting the score in annual exam or board exam. Okay, so in Tamil Nadu there are various districts, so the researcher doing the survey method by questionnaire in the sense it is a set of questions in the form of a questionnaire will be given to the particular area students to mark it. Okay, So that will be calculated and statistical analysis will be taken, and the research result will be given that Kanyakumari district is the students studying in Kanyakumari took the first, and students studying in Kanchipuram district took the second. Okay, they stood the second place, and this stood the first place, like that. So according to this, the research result will be given. Whereas in case study, it is a single. Okay, survey in the sense it is a group one, and common factors will be identified by survey method. Let us see the scope of educational psychology. There are five main areas in the educational psychology. It is covered, that is the learner, the learning process, the learning situation, the teaching situation, and the evaluation of learning performance, the teacher. These are the five different areas, okay, major areas in educational psychology. These are very, very important. So a teacher should know about the learner, and the learning process is very, very important, and the learning situation is also very important. That is, for example, the school, if you take the classroom setup is very important. Okay, adequate space should be, and adequate place should be allotted to a particular student. Okay, seating arrangements is proper, board should be visible to all the students. Okay, and the teacher should taught in an audible way. So everything, the aeration, lighting, everything should be important. Okay, so that is learning situation. Whether we have to make the learner always happy. Teacher should make the learner always happy, then only the learner ready to learn. Okay, next one, the learning process. You all know the learning process. Teacher, okay, teacher, and teaching process. Okay, teaching process, and student, he observe the class, and he take notes, keep in her memory, and when the teacher conduct the test, everything will be put out by the student. If he score very good marks, in the sense the teaching is very, very successful. It's a successful teaching. Okay, and the learning situation is also very important. The student should be very healthy, and the home environment should be healthy, and the school environment should be healthy. Then the student learn very nicely. Okay, the teaching situation, evaluation of learning performance. Evaluation is also very, very important, because the evaluation makes the child to learn. Okay, more points. Growth and development. According to Harlock, 1959, the development is a progressive series of changes that occur in the ordinary predictable patterns as a result of maturation and experiences. Okay, this is growth and development. When growth in the sense it is body growth. Okay, development in the sense mental development. So these two are very important because of the development of the child. These two should be taken into consideration of the teachers. Okay, according to J.E. Anderson, 1950, development is concerned with the growth as well as those changes in behavior which result from environmental situation. I hope you understood this one. So these two are very important, not only the body growth. So the mental growth is also important. How the mental growth in the sense, the see, according to the age the curriculum are framed. Okay, according to the kids age or students age, or students the curriculum, how it is framed in the sense, according to the mental capacity of the children, the curriculum are framed. Okay, so both growth as well as education development in the sense development in brain. Why we are educating the children? In the sense they have to acquire more knowledge. So that is actually make the man. Which one? Education makes the man. Okay, so the development in the sense, not only the body development, it is the mental development also. Factors affecting education. See, heredity takes part a major role. Second one is environment. Third one is gender, hormones, health, nutrition, and exercise. socio-economic status, home and family influence, cultural and societal influence, geographical influence, and learning and reinforcement. Okay, let us take the first one, heredity. So heredity in the sense 23 chromosomes which comes from the mother and 23 from the father. Okay, and these two combine in the sense what we get 46 chromosome. So this child is a brilliant child, okay, because this father is well educated, mother is well educated, okay. And whereas here this father is not educated, that is uneducated, mother is also uneducated, so the child is not that much brilliant when we compare to this one, okay. And so this is because of the heredity, this is because of the purely because of the heredity, okay. Now see the second one, environment. Environment also plays a major role. How it is placing we can see through one example, okay. See, just take this is a child, she's in city, and another child in village, okay. Let us take identical twins. Identical twins we are putting in two different area. Identical twins we are putting in two different area. One child is in city, okay, one child is in city, another child is in village, okay. So now see, can you compare these two child and tell me who is intelligent? Naturally, it is city child. Why? In the sense the exposure will be more for the city child than the village child, and she gets more references for study, and the village child won't get that much. Okay, so these are the two major differences. And the friends, everybody will be very intelligent. The child which is growing in the city, whereas in village, the neighbors, the child, friends, everybody is not that much. Intellectual, okay. So come back to these two. So the city growing child is more intelligent and intellectual compared to this one, okay. So here the environment plays a major role, okay. Next one, see, gender. So gender in the sense male female only. The male child and female child, previously in the previous years and all, the male child is very bigger and compared to the girl child. But nowadays it is not so. I don't think so. Nowadays both are equal, as well as the female child is getting more marks than the male. Why? In the sense she's concentrating on her studies, but she is concentrating on the outside world more, okay. So girl child is getting more marks compared to this one. Whereas the knowledge, everything we compare in the sense both are now equal, okay. Next one is hormones. Hormones also plays a major role in education, okay. And the teenage, if you take the teenage, is very critical age of the students. Teenage is very critical. Why? In the sense the onset of the secretion of the hormones, certain times which inhibit the education, certain times which accelerate the education, okay. So everything at this teenage, teachers should take a major role to explain what is happening in their body, okay, how they have to tackle that situation. Everything teachers should explain in a proper way. Then we can bring the children or the students in a perfect way in education. The next one, health. Nutrition is very important, okay. The subject nutrition is very important. So teachers should teach what are the nutrients which are very important for the growth growth of the body as well as the brain. That is very important. So teachers should teach this part, as well as the exercise. I told na, they have to do exercise with both the hands as well as the body exercise also. Keep the body and brain very healthy, okay. And I put a word to all the teachers. Don't make the students to study from 4 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock, okay. We have to give some rest period for the children. See, this is usually the private schools, they used to make this timing, morning 4 a.m. to night 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. also. Okay, 1 p.m. also they are making to study continuously during the board examination. See, don't do that. That distract the brain and not. Okay, they never take more marks if you are continuously making them to sit and study. Okay, we have to give some time for the brain. A few we have to see, we have to give proper rest for the brain, then only it can. Okay, instead of making them to study, make them to do meditation. Okay, make them to sit calm in one place and ask them to concentrate on their breath. Okay, so that supplies most amount of the oxygen to the brain. Why we are asking them to meditate and asking them to observe the breath, in the sense breath is very very important. Maximum amount of oxygen will be given or supplied to all the organs, internal organs, by the meditation. Okay, meditation in the sense not sitting and doing the prayer, no, nothing. It is sitting and observing only the breath, how the air is going inside the lungs and coming out. That is that only. Okay, make them to do. You will get a very good result if you do this in your school. You'll get very good result. Or if you are doing in the organization, meditation is very very important. Our breathing exercise is very very important for each and every child or each and every student. That makes your organization to grow in a fantabulous way. Okay, so do that. Next one, let us see socio-economic status. See, one who is preparing for the competition exam also sit and do meditation for half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. You will get through your exam. Okay, damn sure, I am telling. Then next one is socio-economic status. This is also very important. See, some people are coming from a rich family and some are coming from poor family. Okay, some are coming from rich family and some are coming from poor family. Rich family can do well in education compared to the poor family. Why? In the sense, this the student one who is coming from the rich family gets what, the timing, more timing he can do. He can spend his timing in education, whereas in poor family he does many works in the home, or the parents, he helps the parents to do many work. For example, small shops they will keep, or some other work that will be occupied or engaged by these people. Okay, the poor people, poor student. So he is getting very less time to study. So let us take care about the poor children in their education. Okay, this is also a part of the teacher. Let us do it. Then this is home and family influence. This is also some parents, that is, let us take the educated parents, they help their child to study in a better way. But the uneducated parents, okay, uneducated parents, they are unable to help their children. So here also there will be a discrimination. Okay, discrimination between these two. This is but some parents, they are very helpful, very helpful. Here they are helpless. Okay, so this also takes part. Cultural and societal influence. This is also makes what a culture in the sense city culture is different. Okay, whereas village culture is different. So this also makes difference. Next one, geographical influence, that is country to country. Let us take India and let us take the America. Okay, USA. So these two geographical is different. So the way of education is different in India, the way of education is different in USA. Okay, USA. So graphical influence will be there. Okay, they have plenty of what we say, they have plenty of opportunities and plenty of thing to study, whereas in Indian people they don't have that much. But nowadays it is okay. India is also far better compared to USA. Okay, now learning and reinforcement. This is very very important, learning and reinforcement. Okay, this is very important point in learning. So this is a part of teacher should have take care of this one, reinforce the child in learning. Okay, let us see the developmental characteristics of children and adolescents. Okay, So a human being if you take, or a student if you take, the psychological characteristics are modified by a few things. Okay, what is that? In the sense, emotional development of a particular person, social development of a particular person or student, cognitive development of particular student, moral development of particular student. So let us take the teachers should take care about this cognitive development and moral development. Okay, the home environment, that is the parents should take care about the social development, and the emotional development is also by the teacher and the parents. Okay, so all teacher and parents are very important for the student or the child to bring in a what we call to bring a good citizen. The teachers parent association is very important. Okay, this is very important aspects for the teacher should know the child psychology. So from the initial state itself, we can bring the child in a proper way, in the sense he excel in his education. Okay, so let us see the factors which influence the development of child. Okay, say interaction, the interaction between the parents and the teachers with the children. Okay, the children should be very good. Okay, and emotional health and well-being, physical health and well-being, individual pathways, child as active learner, experience in the world, culture and community. So we focus on this in the sense interaction and emotional health and well-being. Let us focus this one. Relationships are central to children's well-being and their learning. See, let us take the child is spending very less time in the home compared to the school or the college. Okay, he is spending most of his life in college or school or the educational institutions. Okay, so in home it is parent, in college or school it is teachers. Okay, so both are very important uh, by bringing the children or the growth or the development of the children or the student. Okay, so let us take a good care about the children as well as the students. Okay, so interaction with them is very good. Teacher as well as parents should interact in a proper way. Okay, children can thrive when they feel safe, valued and loved. Okay, every child expected this one. Okay, they have to be what valued and loved. This is in school as well as in nowadays. Each and every child is very sensitive, so they feel this one. Okay, they have to be valued. We have to give importance to the children as well as the student. We have to accept their feelings also. Okay, and emotional self-regulation is a critical support for development and learning. See, the I told you the teenage is a very critical age. So many harmonic imbalance will takes place in that one. So teachers should support the teenagers instead of scolding them or giving punishments or anything. Okay, support as a friend if they are in teenage, and keep going on loving the students. Okay, loving the children, the kids. When they come to the school, love, take out their fear and the that barrier between the students and the child, student and the teacher is a very close relationship. Don't make them to fear. Okay, when they come to the schools, sometimes some teachers they torture the children like anything. So don't do that. Love the children, take out their fear. Then you will excel in education. You make the child excel in education if you remove the this. Most probably in universities, see the PhD scholars, the those who are doing the post graduations. Okay, so many grudges between the professors and the students. Why you are showing such grudges on the students? Make them to feel very friendly, make them to come very close to you. They will excel in their research. If you do, if you give freedom to them, they excel. Give a proper guidance to them instead of keeping in your mind you are so great. No, nothing. Okay, if you give freedom to the students, then they excel in their research. They find out more and more. Okay, what you expect. Next one, see physical health and well-being. Good health and well-being enable the children to participate in enjoy learning experience. Yeah, this is very very important. When brain is very healthy, then the child learn very easily whatever the concept, whatever the complex concept, the child learn very easily if she takes very good nutrients. Okay. And vitamin B1 is very very important for keeping nourishing the nerve cells. Okay, there are millions of nerve cells in the brain. Each and every cell get a good nutrient. Okay, so this is in school teachers should take care whether they are taking a proper nutrition, proper nutrient food or not. It is your duty, insist them to take good nutrient food. Okay. Then next one, individual pathways, child as active learner. Although development tends to follow predictable patterns overall, each child journey will be an individual winding path unique to that child. Okay, this is very easily I can explain. Don't compare one child with another child. Why? In the sense his gene pattern is different from the other child gene pattern. Okay, he is having one gene pattern and this child is having another gene pattern, so this gene pattern never match this pattern. Okay, so treat every student or every child individually, don't compare one with another. Okay, so this is because of this one, nature itself made a beautiful genetic matter. Okay, they are unique, each and every child is unique. Now, children develop and learn through physical and mental engagement and challenges. They have agency in their involvement with other people, objects, ideas, and events, and build working theories about the world around them. Okay, so the environment takes a major role. Okay, I told you hereditary and environment. The first one, this is hereditary. So each and every one is unique, hereditary. And the next one, this one is about environment. Environment also plays a major role in the, this we have seen already in the first part. Okay, now see. Next one, culture and community experiences in the world. Children's early experiences influence biological and neurological development and ability to learn. Okay, see the first what we call 1 to 10 age is very very important. The maximum amount of learning will be take, okay, in the maximum, that is 99% of the brain, the capacity of the brain is more in which age, in the sense 1 to 10. Okay, the age of 1 to 10. So whatever the knowledge we can inculcate in that age, the child will be a very intelligent or intellectual child. Okay, because the neurological development and the brain is very fresh. Okay, nothing is there in the brain, so we can feed any number of matter in the brain at this age. Okay, a sense of belonging and a place in the community provide a place for the child's developing identity and enhances the learning. Okay, so these are all very very important. All these factors are very very important for the growth of the growth and development of child. This is about Erickson's stage theory. Okay, Erickson is a psychologist. He just made a different age group. Let us see one by one. This is a human being. Ages are differentiated into 0 to 1 year, 1 to 3 years, 3 to 6 years, 6 to 12 years, 12 to 19, 20 to 25, 26 to 24, 64, and above 65. Okay, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He divided the human age into 8 different stages. Okay, 1 to 0 to 1 year, in the sense birth to 1 year, first birthday. So that stage is called as infancy. Okay, that stage is called as infancy. 1 to 3 years is called as early childhood. This is according to Erickson. This is also very very important. Most of the exams they ask this. Okay, Erickson theory. Okay. Now see the next one. Play age. Which is play age? 3 to 6. 3 to 6 is play age. Just imagine your age and you can easily find out 3 to 6 years. Okay, play age. So 6 they are entering into the school, first standard. Okay, first standard, 6 to 12. Keep in mind like that. 6th standard they are entering into the school up to 12 years. Okay, up to 12 years. This is called as school age. Adolescence in the sense it is 13, teenage, 13 to 19. It is given wrongly. So it is not 12, it is 13. Okay, 13 to 19, adolescence. Okay, next one, 20 to 25, early adulthood. 20 to 25, early adulthood. Adulthood is after 26. Okay, 26 to 64, it's a long period. Okay, adulthood. And old age after 65. Okay, 65 and after is called as, that is up to death, it is called as old age. Okay, so easily we can keep in mind. Up to 1 year it is infancy, up to 3 years early childhood, up to 6 play age, up to 12 school age, up to 19 adolescence, up to 25 early adulthood, up to 64 adulthood, and above 65 it is old age. Okay, so what is going on, everything it is given here. Just see. Infancy. Infancy, hope will be more. Okay, and whatever the child ask, it gets. Okay, so appreciation of interdependence and relatedness. Then willpower. After that, early childhood, acceptance of the cycle of life from integration to disintegration. And play group, purpose. Okay, humor, empathy, resilience. Next one, competence. 6 to 12, competence will be more. Humility, acceptance of the course one's life, and unfulfilled hopes. Okay. Adolescence, fidelity, sense of complexity of life, merging of sensory, logical, and aesthetic perception will be more at this age. Okay. And here, early adulthood, sense of the complexity of relationship, value of tenderness, and loving freely. Adulthood, adulthood in the sense caring for others. Okay, empathy and concern. Next one, old age, existential identity, a sense of integrity strong enough to withstand physical disintegration. Okay, let us see this one, conflicts. What are the conflicts at this age? In the infancy stage, basic trust versus mistrust. Sometimes they believe, sometimes they, yeah, the trust will be mistrust. Then autonomy, shame. They feel very shame sometimes. And play age, initiative. Sometimes they feel guilt. Okay. And school age, industry versus inferiority complex will be more at this stage. Okay. Now adolescent stage, they identity will be there. Some students started identifying themselves by doing some great things. Okay, and sometimes confusion, they don't know what to do in their life. Okay, early adulthood, intimacy will be more, and isolation sometimes. Okay, and generativity and stagnation will be. Adulthood is very important. Very few people they generate their own life will be very nicely designed. Some people life will be stagnant. Okay, old age, integrity versus despair. So you know what is integrity. They will be some people will be satisfied their life, whatever they lived they happily lived. Some people unfulfillment of their life. Okay, they think about their missed opportunities. Some opportunities will be missed by them, so they'll be just think about their past life. Okay, so this is despair on this call. The previous part we have seen erections. This is Piaget's stages. This is also very important. Piaget stages of cognitive development, also very important. Okay, so let us, it is 0 to 2 years. There we have seen 8 different stages. Here 1 2 3 4 5 stages. Okay, so first one is up to 2 years, 2 to 4 years, 4 to 7 years, 8 to 11 years, 12 to 15 years. Okay, that's all. Now see, 0 to 2 years, it is stage is called as sensory motor. The stage is called as pre-operational. This is intuitive, concrete, operational, formal, operational. Okay, So what are the things which is going on 1 to 2 years he has described? Children are learning that physical actions result in sensory response, that is by one or more of the five senses. This can be discerned the stimulus response relationship of classical conditioning. Okay, uh, for this you can see here infants gain knowledge of the world from the physical action they perform it. Infants coordinate sensory experiences with these physical actions, and infant progresses from reflective instinctual action at birth to the beginning of symbolic thoughts towards the end of the stage. Okay, this is description of schemata by Sandrock. Okay, in the year 2014. This is by Raker. Okay. Now see the next one, pre-operational. During this stage, children are egocentric. Okay, they see the world purely from their own perspective. They cannot decenter, that is, see the world from others' point of view. Okay, so they are very adamant at this stage, 2 to 4. Okay, whatever they need, they ask. Next one, see intuitive. Children are beginning to perceive sets of things, similarities and differences. They are beginning to classify thought. This is not deliberately, hence the term intuitive. Next one, 8 to 11 years. Children are beginning to think logically. They begin to understand that things and events can be ordered and that some can be reversed. They begin to classify deliberately and organize. Next one, see, this is by Raker. Okay, formal operational. At that age, how the children will be. Children began to move away from things that can be sensed, that is, that are concrete, to abstraction. Okay. Next one, see here. The child begins to use mental representations to understand the world. Symbolic thinking reflected in the use of, see, these are all nothing. Just imagine your life and you can interpret all the things, whatever it is necessary for here at this age. Okay. So only thing is you have to keep this in your mind and this one. Okay. Who is that? Piaget. Piaget divided the age of child into 5 different stages. First one is 0 to 1, that is sensory motor. 2 to 4, that is pre-operational. Okay. 4 to 7, intuitive. Okay. 8 to 11, it is concrete operational. Okay. Concrete in the sense definite. Okay. 15 to 12, formal operational. Concrete operational, formal operational. Okay. Intuitive, pre-operational. So these three you can keep in mind: pre, concrete, formal. In between, that is intuitive and sensory. Okay. Important key points in this class. Number 1, psychology was first defined as the science of soul. Next, it was given as science of mind. Okay. It is by German philosopher Immanuel Kant, who defined psychology as the science of the mind. Okay. Johann Herbert as the father of educational psychology. Who is the father of education psychology? It is Johann Herbert. Johann Herbert. The father of psychology is Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud. Domains of behavior. There are 3 domains. Number 1, cognitive domain. Number 2, affective domain. Number 3, psychomotor domain. These 3 domains are called as domains of behavior. Okay. To think about a present experience of anyone is called as introspection. To collect a past experience is retrospection. Okay, these are the key points, so have in mind. Thanks for watching and subscribing this channel for further videos. Thank you so much.